What would you do on the hottest day of the year? My son visited me and we spent the day canoeing. There could have been nothing worse than being in a canoe on a lake with the sun coming from the sky and reflected off the lake. So we did a smart move and went canoeing on a river instead, with a lot of shade by the large trees left and right. It turned out to be the most relaxing canoe trip I had ever been on. How did I find this canoe rental? I just went on Google Maps and searched canoe rental near me. Then I looked through the ones that are not located along a lake due to the circumstance of it being hot and sunny. The campground where we picked up the canoe is right by the river and offers tent sites and cabins for those who travel on the river or on the hiking and biking trail that runs there, of which we will see more in a bit. The equipment is in a lockbox, and with the rental confirmation email, you get the code. Oh, ich sehe sie. Here's number 1. Okay. Musst du machen. So, warte. So, Arm hoch. Arm hoch. Ja. Habe ich eine Tasche als vorne. Erst zur Seite. Geh erstmal die Runde. Just a little fun fact that the number 45 is a lucky number for me. My dad is born in 45. I owned a house with the number 45. My sister has house number 45. And one of the most scenic highways in Sweden is the E45. And when I was age 45, I decided to move to Sweden and quit my job in Canada. Die Schuhe angezogen habe, wa? Entschuldigung. Ja, du bist was. Ich kann es nicht anders. Die Bälle, die Bälle. So. I told my son that I have to sit in the back because I'm heavier. But really, I just didn't want him to see how little I wanted to contribute in pedaling.
Kolonie. Nein! Eisberg! Scheiße!
SOS Titanic. It was a great decision by the rental company to work with aluminum canoes rather than wooden or carbon fiber models, and we ran into a bunch of rocks just below the surface that you could barely spot in advance.
Nein!
Skandal. Na gut, aber wenn das Schiff erstmal Momentum hat, also erstmal in Bewegung ist, dann weiß ich auch nicht. Ich habe den Satz angefangen, ohne mir zu überlegen, wie das Ende aussehen soll. Dann hebe ich an. Das Handy umgefallen. Ist ja noch eine Brücke.
Ja. Das ist das Wasserkraftwerk. Ach guck mal, ich sehe einen Anleger.
Being in a canoe, time really slows down. You have time to talk, you look around, you literally see the world from a different perspective.
Staudamm.
Ja,
Stautore.
da müsste man wahrscheinlich eh rumtragen, wenn man weiter wollte. Wo ist jetzt das Restaurant? Links oder rechts?
Rechts.
Ja, aber links sitzen auch
Da
welche.
links ist das Café.
Ach so.
Das habe ich ja bei Google Maps schon eruiert.
Ja.
Wollen wir sonst hier rechts auf der Wiese anlegen?
Ja, kann man machen.
Weil da ist sogar, da guck mal, hier wäre perfekt, weil da ist sogar ein Ast.
Geil, ich paddel uns dahin.
Da können wir das festmachen. Da,
Ja,
dann drehen wir auch gleich schon, ne?
ist egal, ja, können wir, wie auch immer. Nee, voll Karacho da hoch.
Ja.
Jo.
Ja, dann steige ich mal zuerst auf.
Typisch, die Jugend wieder am Handy da.
Wichtige Termine.
The Utvandrarleden, the Trail of Emigrants, is a loop of around 110 kilometers length or 68 miles. There is a biking route too, which follows some different roads that makes it a bit longer. Let's take a look at a map so you get a picture of where it is located exactly. To hike the trail usually takes between 4 to 6 days. Where the name comes from is quite interesting. It is more of a modern trail maintained by the surrounding towns of Lessebo, Emmaboda, and Tingsryd. It is named after the fictional book series of Swedish author Vilhelm Moberg, who wrote a 4-book epic named Utvandra, The Emigrants. The novel tells the story of a group of poor farmers who leave their rocky farms in southern Sweden in the 1850s to seek a new life in Minnesota, USA. Korrö nowadays is a small settlement with hostels or hotels, a restaurant, coffee shop, craft stores, and an old mill which is powered by the river. Today, Korrö is best known for the annual Korrö Folk Music Festival at the end of July, the largest folk music festival in the Nordic region. I want to highlight the salt licorice ice cream, which sounds weird, but how would I know? Next time I see one, I will try it and report back.
Das ist doch perfekt. Ah, das Handy vergessen.
Oh, von Schweden aus ist teuer, du. Weil für einen Brief zahle ich ja 40 Kronen, ne?
Was? Die zahlt 85 Cent für einen Brief. Weißt du, das ist auch so geil. Die Deutschen beschweren sich, das Porto wird zu teuer. Ein Standardbrief kostet 85 Cent. Ja, natürlich ist das teuer, wenn er vor 10 Jahren nur 30 Cent gekostet hat. Aber man muss doch mal überlegen, was andere dafür zahlen für so einen Brief. 40 Kronen, die spinnen doch.
Ja. So, ich fahr da voll durch, ey. Weil du nicht mitpaddelst. Paddel doch mal hier.
Ich paddel doch. Nur am Motzen, der Alte, wirklich. Nur am Motzen.
Voll da rein, ey. Ich rette dich. Aber du musst paddeln jetzt, weil sonst bin ich drin hier. Ja.
Ah. Oh, wir sind schon echt so zwei Spezialisten.
Ah, da sind wir vorhin so direkt dran vorbeigeschraubt, ne?
Ja.
Da habe ich nämlich auch was aufgenommen. Die Seerosen hatte ich wohl aufgenommen.
So.
Hey, hey.
Da ist jetzt auch ein Stein vorbei. Stopp, 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 stopp. Scheiße, Scheiße.
Ja, ich sehe es hier. Oh. Ich nehme das alles auf, du. Alles gefilmt hier mit. Oh.
Das ist aber auch klar. Oh, das Zelt.
Da steht jetzt ein Zelt. Oh, ich war noch nie so froh, einen Sonnenschirm zu sehen.
Ja, ich auch.
Oh, ich würde jetzt auch gerne im Zelt liegen und nichts tun. Ne? Vielleicht hier vorne, da hinten kommt man ja gar nicht hoch, oder? Also du weißt, was ich meine.
Ja.
Okay, absetzen. We really enjoyed canoeing. The only regret that we had is that we didn't bring any seat cushions.
Ja.
My son left a few days later, unfortunately too early for what happened next. Fliegen mich rum.
Erstmal ins Auto.
I received a text message that today my firewood will be delivered. So Let's prepare the shed. This is the leftover from, well, the leftover. So, but because it's, you know, the good wood, I want to have that in front and I don't want to bury it behind all the new firewood. I will just put it under the workbench here because that's space that's unused. All right. Everything is moved over there, and I kept smaller pieces, like shorter ones, for my kitchen stove there. I'm sitting outside right now here in my little garden setup with a cup of tea and I've got an old laptop that I'm using, and I'm waiting for the delivery to come. That's where they should come from. And I should hear them before they come, and it's important for me because I want to film it. And so, well, I need to hear when they are coming. Yeah, so what am I doing here right now? This video that you're watching right now is video number 39. But I'm ahead of the game, and I'm actually working right now on video number 37. And this is how I do it. I write a script of, basically just a timeline of what I want to tell and in which order I want to talk about things. And if I haven't recorded something yet, then I know what I need to record. So that's what I'm working on right now. How much this pile is in perspective, you may see when I come with a wheelbarrow. That's a lot of firewood, and it took me a couple of days to move it because it was so hot and humid. And in between, it started raining, so I put a tarp over it and I had to rest for a few days. All right, so the wood is all gone, the firewood. Let's see where it went. Oh, little preview. I'm working on my next project here, but more about that in a later video. All right, so here in the shed, on the left-hand side, you can see the firewood. It is 3 rows behind each other. And to the right, it's the same thing. It is again 3 rows behind each other. And the row in the front, that is actually the short logs that fit very well in my kitchen stove. And under the workbench, there is the firewood from last year. I have kindling here as well. On the other side, a big bag too. And because it rained in between, I have put the firewood that got wet outside here. This was a bit tricky, and it's not stacked nicely because I couldn't get through with the wheelbarrow. This is too narrow, and so I had to park the wheelbarrow here, and then I just threw it in the back. Yeah, so this is it.